Learning outcomes have become a cornerstone of higher education over the past 2 decades. These are statements that describe what students should know or be able to do at certain points in their academic journey. Universities and quality assurance bodies assume that students actively engage with these outcomes, using them to guide their studies and achieve academic goals. However, the reality is more complex. While learning outcomes are intended to clarify expectations and provide direction, they can also constrain learning by focusing students only on what is assessed. This scene sets the stage for our exploration by defining learning outcomes and highlighting their intended role in higher education. As we move forward, we'll examine how students actually interact with these outcomes and whether they truly shape learning. Research found that most students do not refer to learning outcomes in their everyday learning. Instead, they typically only look at them when preparing for assessments or assignments. Out of 20 students interviewed, none used learning outcomes regularly in daily study, but 13 did consult them when working on assessed tasks. Many students rely more on their lecturers' explanations than on the formal outcomes themselves. Some students even admitted to not understanding the language used in learning outcomes, needing lecturers to clarify or rephrase them in simpler terms. This suggests that rather than empowering students, learning outcomes often serve as a checklist for passing assessments, rather than fostering deeper or broader learning. The next scene will explore differences among students and the implications for academic achievement. Interestingly, the study revealed no significant differences in the use of learning outcomes between higher and lower achieving students. Both groups showed similar patterns, with some high achievers never referring to outcomes at all, yet still excelling academically. However, there was a noticeable change as students progressed through their studies. Third-year students were more likely to consult learning outcomes than first years, often due to increased awareness of their importance for final grade. Many students, regardless of achievement level, struggled to interpret outcomes without help. This raises questions about the effectiveness of learning outcomes as a tool for student empowerment. Study's small sample size and focus on 2 universities mean the findings are not universally generalizable, but they highlight the need for further research and a possible rethink of how learning outcomes are communicated and used in higher education. Summary: while learning outcomes are deeply embedded in higher education, their actual impact on student learning is mixed. Many students do not use them in daily study, some do not understand them, and a few achieve high grades without ever referring to them. This challenges assumptions held by academics and policymakers about the central role of learning outcomes in guiding and improving student learning. The findings suggest that learning outcomes may need to be reevaluated, both in how they are written and how they are integrated into teaching and assessment. Further, larger-scale research is needed to better understand their real-world impact and to develop strategies that truly support student learning and achievement.